Well, sorry to disappoint, but we're ending the first week of the funded account overall in the red. Um, I feel pretty good about it regardless because I've kept my cool all week, even though we have had 3 red days on the first week of our funded account. Historically and in the past, whenever I've switched from like a demo or sim account over to a live account with real money, or onto like a step 2 process with Top Step, or onto a funded account with Apex, in the past, if I start off bad, I usually just like tilt and get the account blown up within like a day or two. So the fact that we've had this account all week long and have had 3 red days and we've kept our cool, for me that's a win. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna make money every day or every week. Just so happens this week we were down. We've been doing pretty good this week. It just wasn't our week. Couple things that kind of screwed me up for today is we're coming off of a big loss from yesterday. I had that minus $500 day. That kind of sucks. This morning I wasn't able to get to the charts until like 10:30, so I wasn't able to see this whole move happen this morning where we just ripped straight up. It was probably a good thing because looking back, like I don't really see any good setups that I would have taken, so I would have had to sit on my hands for that whole time anyways. But part of me was feeling like I was missing out. I know you're not supposed to feel that, but I still get those urges, and I am constantly trying to keep them at bay and fight that. I'm just gonna go over some of the trades because I ended up kind of trading on and off all day long, and I didn't want to keep having to record myself while I did that. You can see here we did end just minus 204. Only had one green trade for $100, but obviously the red ones outweighed that, and it's about almost 3 p.m. Eastern, and I'm just stopping there. I don't even want to continue going. We'll take the nice long weekend with the holiday off and come back Tuesday ready to look for some decent setups. But as usual, my first trade actually was theoretically a decent one. I don't know if it was the best setup, but it did play out with like almost no drawdown. But my execution of the trade was not that great. So I scaled down to 2 contracts from 5 for the initial entry for 2 reasons. Just because we had that massive move, so I didn't want to risk a massive downward candle because a lot of times you get like a huge retracement of that. Plus, coming off of a minus $500 day yesterday, I just wanted to minimize my risk, so I put in only 2 contracts to go long, right here at 14,240. The reason for that was we had a fair value gap breaking above this little swing high right here, and we did come down and test it and dig into that fair value gap a little bit. So I went long as it came back up at the original entry. I just decided that may be the best thing that we see on this move up, because that's what kept happening. We would have a swing high, a little bit down, then a fair value gap breaking up, a little bit of consolidation on the 1-minute charts, and then it would just keep doing that all morning. So that's why I got in there. We went up and we were in almost 20 points of profit. And because I scaled down and I was foolishly looking at my P&L of the trade instead of the points, in my brain I was like, well, this trade's working out. We had a huge move and I only went in with 2 contracts. I need to add 2 more contracts to get closer to my normal 5 lot size. I do not need to be thinking about that. If I go into a trade minimizing my risk, I need to just get it through my head that I'm not going to make as much on it, and I'm focusing on executing perfect trades, not trying to make as much money as possible on that trade. I didn't do it today. You guys can yell at me. all you want in the comments to make sure I get it through my head to not do that. So I went in with 2 contracts, was perfect. I was fine holding it, even if it did come back down here, because I was only risking roughly 10 points and aiming for my 20-25 points that I wanted to get today per trade. I added 2 up here at 57. That brought my average entry closer to 50. And now I'm in two contract sizes or whatever. I'm at 4 contracts, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. And as it's going down, I got scared, and I'm like, well, frick, this is what I was trying to avoid, was not getting into the full 5 contract lot size because of this huge move. I don't want a huge move down and have 4 contracts. I only wanted to have 2 contracts, but I got into 4, and then I got scared because now the money's larger, and I moved my stops up, which I can't like fault myself for that. At least I did minimize it, but I didn't give this trade the best opportunity to succeed. Should have just stuck with the original entry with my original stop. And as you can see, it came back down to my entry, maybe like 1 point below, and continued to go up, and could have gotten almost like 30-ish points out of that. And I was only aiming for 20-25. But I messed up and added the 2, the second lot. So it's whatever. After that debacle, and again, on top of, coming off of a big loss, and on top of seeing this huge move that I wasn't even able to witness live, I just started making a couple bad trades. The thing I struggled with today was like wanting to trade. And I've talked about this before, where I want to get into a trade, so I start looking at the markets for reasons to trade. And when you do that, you will find reasons to trade. And even though I have like pretty strict rules for this setup, like I need a swing high or a swing low to happen, I need a fair value gap to happen, and I need a retest to happen. I need 3 things to happen before I get in the market. I still find reasons to do that. So I shorted 30 minutes later. I ended up shorting back here, thinking that we were gonna start rotating down. And the reason why I shorted here is, well, look, there's a swing low, look, there's a little fair value gap, and there's a retest back here. So I met it. This fair value gap is only like 2 or 3 points. That's nothing. This was not that strong of a move, and I shouldn't have gotten into it, obviously. And I just had that mindset today where I was like trying to see these setups that were there when they weren't really there. Even before getting into this trade, I think I said out loud, I need to wait for at least a 10 or 15 point candle that creates a fair value gap and breaking a swing high or a swing low, and that's not what we had here, obviously. So that's basically what I did, and did that a few more times. Each one was not that big of a loss, but they add up pretty quickly. Towards the end of the day, I was able to get a $100 trade right here with the 5 contracts. Obviously, you can see could have held that, and when I was in this trade, my take profit was up here at 50. So this is kind of frustrating seeing that happened after we screwed around in the 20s right here. So that's great. That's definitely my sign to be done today. Damn, that's really frustrating seeing, because when I put this trade on, I bought right here. I put my stop at 305 beneath this little tiny fair value gap. This is what I'm talking about, where I was seeing setups that are barely there. Obviously this did work out, but that's not the best setup in the world. We're barely breaking this little swing high. That's not much of a swing high. But anyways, I had my stop at 305 So risking less than 10 points, and I just moved my take profit up to 350. I'm like, if we break these highs, 350s in the realm of possibilities. So that sucks. That could have had 40 points off of that. But I need to, like I said yesterday, I need to just go back to risking roughly 10 points and trying to get 20 to 30 points, 30 max. At this stage of my career, I don't think I understand the markets well enough to capture 50-point moves or 100-point moves, and my patience sure as hell is not there to wait around for 50-point moves. I need to just get in and get out. 20 to 30 points once a day would be great. I think is very plausible to get twice a day. So next week I'm really gonna focus on that. Today was just not the best day. I thought we could find some of those setups, and I kind of screwed it up, and then just, I don't know, wasn't the best day ever. Here's a couple. I mean, this setup probably could have worked, where came down, took out stops beneath here, and then this push has a fair value gap, breaking a swing high. We came down, retested, never got below the fair value gap candle, and continued to rip up. That's perfect. Had I not been in this trade and just automatically looking for shorts because of this huge rip up, maybe we could have seen that. I don't know, but we got next week. We still got the account. I feel good. You guys have a good, nice, long holiday weekend, and I'll see you all on the Tuesday, after the Tuesday trading session. Again, as always, let me know how you guys did today. Were you guys able to catch any of these moves? Any ICT people out there? If you guys caught any of the silver bullets today, let me know what candle and time frame you caught that on, so I can go back and review it and see why I missed it. So that's it. Have a great weekend.